So you're gonna plug -1 in the f function, you get -8. And then -8 goes into the g function. -8 minus 3 is -11. Okay? So the next one, f of g of 0. You're gonna put 0 in the
G function.
g function. If you put 0 here, what do you get?
-3.
-3. So g of 0 is equal to -3. Now you're gonna plug -3 in the f function. -3 squared minus 9 is what?
0.
0. This last one. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna write f of x, because instead of moving the paper up and down, and g of x is x minus 3. So this might be easier if I do that. Okay, so always start in the middle here. What is this telling you to do? Plug 7 in, let's do what it's telling us to do. We have to follow the directions. 7 goes into the g function. If I were to put 7 right here, what is 7 minus 3? 4. So this piece equals 4.
So 4 times 4.
Now, yep, you got it. 4 times 4 is
16.
16. We're going to add, what is this telling you to do? Plug 4 into the, so what's 4 squared?
16.
What's 16 minus 9? 7. What's 16 plus 7? That's your answer. Easy?
Yes.
Easy?
You did it kind of fast, so I was like,
Do it again?
no, I was just did it kind of fast, and I was trying to see what.
I'll do it again. 7 goes into the g function. So 7 minus 3 is 4.
Yeah, 4 times 4.
4 times 4 is 16. And 4 into the f function. 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 9 is 7.
Yeah, so
You get it? Okay. Back side. All right. These were each worth 10 points. I need you to earn 10 points here. What do I want you to do? First of all, I want you to graph the function and state the domain and range. Read the directions, you guys. It says to graph this. So we're going to make, this is equal to, y is equal to 3x minus 6. How do you graph that? That should be easy to graph. Where do you begin? At -6, and you go up 3 and over 1. Okay. So if we connect these dots, after we plot them, we are graphing this. This is the graph of f of x. F of x is equal to 3x minus 6. Can you give me some ordered pairs here?
0, 2.
Give me 3. 0, I heard what?
0, 2.
I heard 0, 2. Can we start with this one?
3,
Let's start
3.
with this one. 0, -6. We have 1, -3.
2, 0, 3, 3.
2, 0, and 3, 3. Now, what's the domain of this? What numbers could you plug in for x? Any number you want, and what's going to come out? Any kind of number. So
Where?
when you switch,
So how
when
did
you
you go
do
again?
the inverse, these will be all real numbers. This one is all real numbers. Now, I need you to give me the inverse, because you have to find the inverse relation and graph it. So how do you graph the inverse relation? What are they telling you to do here?
Put x.
You're gonna switch these around. So at least I want 3 ordered pairs. You give me more, that's great. So let's plot these. And I'm gonna do it in pink just to differentiate between the two.
It's not a function because the 3's repeat, right?
Nope, did any x repeat? No, this is a
What?
function. -6, 0, whoops, sorry.
I'm talking about the graph.
The graph is a function.
Oh, okay.
It is a function.
How do you find-
-3, 1, 0, 2, and 3, 3. So that's this line right here. Is this a function? Yes. it's gonna be a function. So we can call it that. Now I need the name of this equation. How do you do this part right here? What do you do?
X equals 3y minus 6.
You start with that, you switch your x and your y around, and now what?
So add
Now,
6.
I like to do this. I like to put my y on the left side. Add 6, swing negative 6 to this side. It becomes positive 6, and then divide by
3.
and clean it up.
1/3 x plus 2.
Now, is this the equation of this line? Did it begin at 2 and did it go up 1/3? It sure did.
Yep.
And can I rewrite this as, did this earn that? Yes, it did. It is a function. I want to see that f negative 1x. You got 10 points. You got 10 points. So whatever you do wrong, we're going to deduct a point. I want to see all that work for that problem. Next one. Number 12. What is the shape of this? You should recognize what it is.
Is that a rocket? Is that a rocket?
Is it,
Parabola.
Parabola.
it's a parabola. It's a U-shaped figure. So I don't care if you use your calculator, I don't care if you make a table of values, but I want at least 5 points on this so you can see the shape of it. If you plug negative 2 in here, you get 0, 1, negative 4, actually, I'm sorry, this is negative 3, negative 4, negative 3, and 0.
So was that negative 3?
These are negative 3s. These are both negative 3s. Use your calculator to generate a table if you have to. So let's graph this. Negative 2, 0 is right here. Negative 1, negative 3. 0, negative 4, 1, 3, and 2, 0. Here's the shape of it. It's a U. And I'm going to let you use the graphing calculator. So that's what it looks like. Now, I want you to tell me what x values can I put into this problem? All real numbers. But what comes out? Tell me the output, the y values. Y is greater than or equal to negative 4. So what's going to happen when you switch these around? What's the domain going to end up being when I flip my x and my y? What's my domain going
X
to
is
be?
greater than or equal to negative.
X is going to be greater than or equal to negative 4, and what's my range going to be? All real numbers. These flip-flop. Okay, so how do I generate a table of inverse points? What do I do with these points?
Switch them.
Flip them. And is my inverse going to be a function? The inverse is not going to be a function. So do not write f, when you do the equation of it, don't write f negative 1 because it's not a function. It's not passing the vertical line test. It's not going to say that your x's are unique here. I've got 2 x values that are negative 3 and 2 that are 0. So let's plot these points. So negative 4, 0 is right here. So it looks like this. That is going to be your inverse relation. And now I need to know the rule, the equation. So how do you do the rule? What do you do here? Switch what?
X and Y.
X is equal to y squared minus 4.
Add 4.
Add 4. And take the square root of both sides. So what do you get?
Plus or minus.
Good. Don't forget that plus or minus. And that's another reason why it's not a function. You've got 2 x values here. Now, if you were to graph this on a calculator, you would see that, see this part right here? That's the positive square root of x plus 4, and this is the negative part. That's how it creates that. Is this a function?
Yeah, no.
No.
Is this a function?
No.
No.
No, no, and no. 3 no's. Should I write f negative 1 of x here? No. Does anyone have any questions? Did you earn 10 points on this? No? Last one. What's the shape of this? It's a rocket.
I know.
Where does it start?
Starts at the bottom.
It starts at negative 8, 0.
Here's the back.
What is the
There's one
rocket?
more problem, huh?
This one's a rocket.
This one's a rocket. Type it in your calculator, you will see that it looks like that.
Gotcha.
So what are some, give me 3 or 4 ordered pairs. 0, negative 8, I'm sorry, negative 8, 0, negative 8, 0, negative 7, 1, negative 4, 2, and what other point? 1, 3, because 1 plus 9 is, 1 plus 8 is 9 squared and 9 is 3. So here's your rocket. Can you tell me the domain? What x values can we plug in? Anything that is greater than or equal to negative 8. Why is it that? Why can't I use numbers over here? Because you're going to end up with a square root of a negative number and it's not possible. Your range is all of the numbers, the y values that are what? Greater than or equal to 0. So now, when you do the inverse, what do you do with these 4 ordered pairs? You
Switch them.
switch them.
X is greater than or equal to 0. Y
And let's graph this. So 0, negative 8, 1, negative 7, 2, negative 4, and 3, 1. Here is the picture of that. That is the inverse, the one in pink. Now, can you tell me what the equation's gonna be? Let's do the let's name this pink thing. So we start off with this. What is inverse? Bless you. You switch x and y around. Bless you.
Thank you.
Now, how do we
Square both
solve this
sides.
for y? What do we do?
Square both sides.
Square both sides. So you get y plus 8 equals x squared, then what? Subtract 8. So, what is this? Isn't this a parabola? Isn't that this right here? Isn't that this? Isn't that that right there? But why are we not using this part? Because of this. We're saying we only want the x values that are greater than or equal to 0 and the y values that are greater than or equal to negative 8. Does this make sense? All of the x values that are greater than 0 and the y values that are greater than or equal to 8. So it's not letting me use this part of that parabola. Is this a function? It is.
Yeah.
So you can write this. It is a function. None of the x values repeated. But why? As long as you have this, this is stopping you from using this part. This is your domain restriction. Does that make sense?
And it's range and domain stuff.
Yeah, I don't get
You don't get it?
the range of domain.
The domain is all of the x values.
How do you know when it's all real numbers?
What's that?
How do you know when it's all real numbers again?
All real numbers for your domain is what numbers can you plug in for x.
Okay. So that.
And your range is what comes out. If you look at the picture of the graph, it'll show you.
I'm gonna go to the one that's all real numbers. Hold on. Wouldn't it be like?
So what you're going to do, your domain and your range is you're reversing these. You're
I know
You're
that.
switching them
I know
around.
that.
Can you go to 11?
Okay, so your domain here, look at this. See this picture here in pink? It's all of the x values that are greater than 0.
Yeah, I know, I understand that part, but
Okay,
you know how like number 11,
number 11.
how you like plotted the last point, like it's like one,
Here's number 11.
it's like, see how it's like 6 down on the f of x? Want to be all real numbers above,
Yeah, these are all
6.
real numbers.
but,
These are all, you can put any number in this equation.
oh, well,
You could take any
Oh,
number you
okay,
want,
okay.
multiply it by 3
That's what I
and
was trying to
subtract
figure out.
6.
oh, okay. That's how you know?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then for this one, you can plug any number in and square it and subtract 4.
Yeah.
But what comes out, the y value,
Mhm.
were only numbers greater than or equal to -4.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So here's your y values. Your x is anything. You can put any number you want in here, into this equation. But what comes out is only numbers bigger than or equal to -4.
Yeah,
See,
I
you
got
read the y value up
Yeah.
like this.
I
Now,
know.
when you switch these, check this pink graph out, because that's the inverse. Our x values are only numbers that are greater than or equal to -4.
Yeah.
And our range now is any number, because this thing is going
Mm-hmm.
woo, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Okay.
Study for your tests for tomorrow.